Hello, good morning. This week's Inner Circle update. Plenty going on last week and lots to go through. So we'll start off with currencies. First of all, dollar index. ECB on Thursday. Draghi had to make some big changes to what he said just a few months ago about how wonderful Europe was turning a corner, and that didn't last very long. Got the dollar index breaking up. Had a pretty awful payroll number. Generally, from what I read and heard, people didn't believe it. It was that bad. But anyway, what did happen was the dollar index retraced back down, but it held that weekly support, which also had a level slightly lower as the breakout point. So that was from 97.20 to 00. It's held that and closed above it. So at the moment, most definitely in breakout mode. Conversely, on the euro dollar, we broke down, slam dunk signal on Thursday. Bit of a rally back up. It has produced a bullwhip signal. However, it's different to what happened back here, which was actually at support. And remember on the futures that we hit a downside target at 112.72 at the time, which was we went just a few ticks below. So the second visit is never as powerful as the first visit. So I'm not really overly interested in that euro-dollar signal indicating that we're going up. It has to prove itself, and the way it's going to do that is effectively accepting value back above where the breakout point was. So the breakout was here. I said on the notes on Friday we had to get above 112.48 for me to get sort of thinking that it was a false break. We actually stopped a couple of ticks short of that at 46 and just came off. If we were to get above 113.21, then that would say, okay, yeah, it's definitely a false break. Of course, the dollar index would be doing the opposite and would have broken its support as well. So there's some pretty clear reference points there. Just going to look at the futures as well. Pretty much the same story. However, the final barrier is more conclusive, as it were, at 113.28.5. So because then it would leave space above. So pretty obvious reference points there. Go to the pound. Another big week coming up in the Houses of Parliament. We're still drifting lower. There isn't really much in the way of reference points. Historically, in the short term, the move up was false, and we've moved back down again. We'll just have a quick look intraday. Yeah, so we broke on payroll. Everything is above, so the pound also in trouble. Move across to the Aussie. That was on our radar screens as well, because that also broke down, but actually broke down the day before. So on Wednesday, there's been some pretty horrible stats out of Australia this week, and then also the central bank turned around and said that they couldn't see rates going up this year. It actually performed pretty well on Friday. Again, it just missed our sell point, which at the moment isn't looking like a bad thing. So holding fire there. 71.59 is really the major level. Note that if we don't break the 67 lows, which seems highly unlikely, then that is going to form a monthly support and a major downside target. Go to the Kiwi. Kiwi had a timing point, that's what that blue arrow is there, but really we're just trapped in sideways. Yen was tracking US equities as usual, so we had a move lower. It's taken out that daily support, but it's just come back into pretty much a congestion zone, as it were, so it doesn't really have any sort of movement of its own. Lots going on in dollar CAD. So we had a sharp rally. CAD was pretty weak for most of the time, but then we've had a minor reversal on Friday, but as you can see, 133.87 is the breakout point on the monthly, and it's just come back and held that effectively. So keeping an eye on dollar CAD. So that's it on FX. Really, dollar index and euro are the main focus.